Hello everybody, this is Bushido Gamer. Yes, I am back. I am so sorry I've been gone for a while. Had a lot of things come up I had to take care of. Was working on some other projects as well. Plus I didn't have any games to review for a while too. But I am back. I got a couple of games to review. So welcome me back. Thank you. I'm going to try not to be gone for so long next time. I've been procrastinating and doing some videos, so I'm going to kind of stay on it now, okay? So I'm bringing today another game. Now this game is not necessarily a new game, but it is kind of a little replay on an old game. So this game came out around probably 2006ish or so. It is actually by Hasbro and Milton Bradley. Yes, Milton Bradley, big company, huge company. You know, from all the old games like Battleship and other kinds like that. So Milton Bradley is a pretty well-known company. But this game is cool. It is Battleship Command. Now, anybody who's ever played Battleship before, you know the game. Each player, it's a two-player game. They had like electronic Battleship, they had regular Battleship, but it's a two-player game where both players will take some ships, little ships to big ships, and they put them on a grid, right, on a little grid, and then you can't see the other side. So you guess where they might have put their ship, and you call it out, E7, B10, whatever like that, and you're hoping to sink their entire fleet, and that's how you win the game. Now this one here, Battleship Command, is a Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest by Disney. Okay, this game is Battleship, but is played in a totally different manner than the usual Battleship. So this is going to be pretty interesting. So let's go and get right into it right now, okay? Alright, so here goes our grid. Now, let me see here. Alright, so the way this game plays, you have two different sides, and both sides have little pegs. You have your red pegs if you hit, white pegs if you miss. And on the board itself, you're going to see you have all these little different pegs. Now you're trying to wonder, like, where the hell do I put all the ships? In fact, on top of that, if you look inside here, there are no ships. So how do you play this game? Well, let's go to the cards. Alright, so these cards right here, this is actually how you will play the game, is using these cards. And what I mean by this, each one of these cards is a ship. When you flip it over, it actually has the ship right there. Now, you see the little boxes right here that's on the ship? That right there is where you can hit on the ship. So when you take these cards, you slide it into the one on slots, and then they call the number. You have the number up here, 1 through 9. Then you tell them if they hit or not. Now, the little spots on every one of the ship, they have this one little part here. This little green X. That right there is a sweet spot. If somebody hits that spot, it doesn't matter if there's any damage on the other rest of the ship or not. It sinks the ship. Period. Now nobody knows what that little sweet spot is. Some people might get smart and start memorizing all the cards, but you know, that's just cheating. Don't be dishonorable. Play fair. Now, that's one of the special different things about this game. The other thing though, on this particular ship, so this particular ship is a Flying Dutchman, and you see right here this little number 1. I'm going to explain that in a second what that is. So the Flying Dutchman has a special power. So if you look right here, you have these different little items here. You have how much it's worth, and you have the special power. So with the special power, if you ever played Battleship before, you fire one time each turn, right? On here, however, with, say for example, this Flying Dutchman, if you fire and you hit, you get to fire again. If you hit again, you get to fire again, and you keep on firing until you miss. That can be very bad. Now there are some other ones that actually have multiple cannons. Say for example, the HMS Endeavour. So you look right here, you see those little red X's right there? Those red X's are actually cannons. Those are different cannons that it has. This particular ship can fire 5 times in one attack. Which means if it's your turn, you say, okay, I'm gonna attack with my HMS Endeavor, you get 5 shots. However, if somebody hits your ship and they hit one of those red X's, now you got 4 shots. They hit another X, now you have 3 shots. And then down to 2, down to 1, until you have no shots available and you can't fire at it, so it's basically useless. So every time your opponent hits one of those X's, you actually lose a number, you lose how many shots you can actually make with this ship. Okay, so let's go into a little bit of gameplay on how this works. I'm gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and lay out the cards so we can kind of figure out how we're going to play the game. Alright, so each card has a number. Here goes number 5s, we have number 3s, number 4s, number 5, and that is one side. I should have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, yeah. So this is 5, 4. Now there is one thing on here which actually each side has an equal number of ships that it can use, and it's kind of determined by, or what side it plays on is kind of determined on the little groove. So let's take a look at this real quick. So if you look at these, they all have a groove that kind of goes on one side where the little X is at. On one side of it, all you see is the little pirate skull and the sword in it, and then a number, but you can't see where the ship is at. That's the side that's going to be shown towards your enemy, your opponent. Now, one of the rules in this game is none of the players can have the same ship. Which is an obvious rule, because they say, for example, if one person has a Kraken and the other person has a Kraken, then just by simple deduction you can figure out that you already know where the sweet spot is. That's one of the things. Plus, it doesn't make any fair if you both got the same exact ship. You should kind of mix it up. Alright, so each side is going to choose 3 ships. And just double check what's in here. Okay. So one of the easiest ways to do it, you basically would separate all of them out by the type of ship it is. So example, I got the Black Pearl, Pirate Sleuth, I have a ship of the line, there's a frigate, and then just kind of put them together, so it makes it a little bit easier to decide which one of the ships you might want to have. Okay, so what we do is I'm just going to pick 3 random ships. I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. Those are my first 3. And I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. Let's make sure we all got the same ones. Good to go. Alright. So, I think the nice thing about this game is that there's a lot of different ships, so a lot of different special abilities, points, and kind of things that you can think about. So that does increase the replay value when we start going over that later on. Now, there are 3 ways of winning this game, 3 objectives you can choose from. First objective is be the first to capture enough of your opponent's ships to score 1,500 points. Now, if you look at some of the ships right here, it actually tells you right here how many points that ship is worth. So if you kill off 150 points, that's 150 points towards the 1,500. So it's basically like that. The other one is to be the first to capture 2,500 points, and the other one is to be the first to sink your opponent's entire fleet. Okay, so based off of what type of objective you guys are going for, you're gonna set up your ship so that you can have so that any player can score that many a number of points or so, right? All right, now how do we set it up? Okay, so we have our grid right here. On one side, they're going to slide their ships into the groove. Okay, and just for the heck, I'm going to put this. I'm going to kind of make this a little bit face down so you can see how we're setting this up. So one side is going to set their ships up, and you won't, and the opponent is not going to be able to see what the ships are. And on the other side, when they set their ships up, they can see their ships. So each side, each player will only be able to see the ships that they control, but they cannot see what their opponent's ships are. All they can see is a number. Okay? So like for example, one player will have this side, other player will have this side. So the player who has this side will be attacking one of these, and the other player will be attacking one of these like this. Okay? So let's go ahead and set this back up in here. Alright. Okay. So we have our ships right here, and let's kind of just do this a little bit here. Okay, so we have our ships. We have our ships placed in, right? Now what we're going to do, I'm going to grab a couple of the pegs in here. So each player will get a turn to make their move. So let's say I'm going to be player, this would be player A, this would be player B on this side here. So player A makes his move, and he's going to guess on which one of the ships he's going to attack. And I can choose which one of my ships I'm going to use to do my attack. So in this case, I have HMS Endeavor, which like I said before, can do 5 cannons. Okay? Now we're going to play a 1,500 point game. 1,000 is 250. No, we'll just play the whole thing, but I'm not going to do the whole thing. Anyway, so my HMS Endeavor can do 5 shots. So I'm going to say like this. Okay. I'm going to go, and you have it labeled from A down to U, and you on the cards you already has 1 through 9, so that way it's just like a grid. If it says A1, then you match the column A or the row A with the column 1. Okay. So in this case, I'm going to try to hit, we'll say C4. Okay. So in C4, let's take a look. So at C4, we actually do have a hit. So on the player side that I'm attacking, they're going to go ahead and put their red peg, which I have right here. And then on my side, I now know, okay, I hit that area, so I'll put a red peg on my side in history. Now player B goes, and they're going to go ahead and choose which one. Oh wait, actually, I did say I'm going to use my HMS Endeavor. So I do have 5 shots. So I'm going to go now with D4. Which is the one right below it, and if we look at it, D4, that is a hit. So we can go right there. So, and I want to miss one on purpose. So we're going to say A2. A2 is up here, which I know is nothing up there. It's a miss. So we go and put our white peg right there, just like we do on normal. Put white peg on my side as well. That's 3 shots. I'm going to get 2 more shots. So we're going to do E7. So we look at E7. E7, that is a hit. And not only is that a hit, but that actually takes out one of the tentacles for the Kraken. The Kraken actually gets 8 shots. So I just took out one of the shots that the Kraken can make. So now he only has 7 shots. And I said, what was that, E7? So I go and put my side, E7. And I get 1 more shot. And I'm going to do G5. So with G5, we go down here. G5 is a miss. So we go ahead and put that right there, and that is a white peg. So I've did my 5 shots, and now my turn is over. So each turn you can only choose one of your ships to attack with. You can't like say, okay, I'm going to choose this one and then I'm going to choose this one, because, well, for one, that just be freaking overkill. Now I want to flip this around. Here we go. Okay, so we already know we took out one of the tentacles that the Kraken can fire. So the Kraken only has 7 shots now instead of 8. So I'm going to use the Kraken to do 7 shots, and I'm going to hit. We want to take out the HMS Endeavor, so we're going to do M5. So M5 is a miss. So that's 1 shot. And then we put the miss on here, M5. Then we're going to do, that's first shot, J5. So J5 is a hit. So we're going to go ahead and take that. We're going to put a J5 hit right there. And J5 on this side right here. And we keep going like that. So I mean, you pretty much get the gist of the game. Once you take out all of the ship, then that ship is out. You can basically collect it out, and that's your points you have. Okay. The game basically goes like that, keeps going back and forth until you either sink their whole entire fleet, or depending on which objective you want to try to do. If the objective was to try to obtain 1,500 points, then you both need to put about 1,500 points worth of ships up there. If the objective was to try to get 2,500 points, then you both put 2,500 points worth of ships up there. Or if it's just due to a whole entire fleet, you choose how you want to do it. So that is basically how you play the game. It is actually a really simple game to play. It is very simple to play. There is not much to it. It is meant for ages 8 and up, so you know anybody can basically play this game. Probably even younger today if they understand a little concept of what the game is. But yeah, it's meant for ages 8 and up. And it has a cool little case. You have your slots right here, so you can go ahead and put in all of your cards and all of your pegs. You can close it up. This part comes off, and everything packs right back up inside of the board really easily. And then, boom, voila, there you go. Alright, so Battleship Command. So it's a pretty cool game. Let's go ahead and go into the ratings for it. Okay, so for the ratings in this one, gameplay, fun factor, replayability, all the good stuff. So for gameplay is really simple, easy. It's an easy game to pick up and play. So I'm gonna give it a 5 on the gameplay because it is really simple to play. For the fun factor, it's a pretty fun game. It is an old school game for some people, but it's nice because younger people might be a little bit more enthralled with playing the game because of the fact that it's Pirates of the Caribbean. You know, it's a popular franchise and stuff. So for the fun factor, I'm going to give it a 4.5 on the fun factor, maybe a 4 for the fun factor. It is a fun game to play, but you know, the older people, they may or may not like it. They may not want to play it that much, but you can still have fun playing the game because it is. For the theme, so the theme is Pirates of the Caribbean. It doesn't really have all that much to the theme. I mean, like if you look at the cards on here, the cards are rather simple. It is essentially just a ink drawing, like a black and white basic drawing of a ship with some grid on it. It's not really like they really put that much effort into it, like adding all the kind of colors and stuff, which I think is good because then that would probably end up drawing away from the game itself and causing a little bit of soreness in the eye or whatever. So I would think the theme itself, it is a pretty simple theme. I'm going to give it about a 3.5, maybe a 4 at best. I think a 4. Oh no, like a 3.5. Because it's really simple, almost too simplistic, but it's cool. It doesn't really go much into it, so it's not going to be a game that's going to draw the attention of people because of the look. It's a game that's just it's a fun game to play. Replay value. Replay value in this game is pretty good because, you know, with Battleship, what drew the replay on that one was kind of the randomness of how people might set their ships up. Is the strategy that they had involved. On this one, not so much that, as opposed to having all the different ships that you can use to play. So because of that, I think the replay value on this game will be pretty good. I would say I'll give it a 4.5 on the replay, mainly because of the fact that you can always choose different ships to use, yeah, you can have different ships to attack with, and you have a little bit of a slightly different experience every time you play because you have different abilities on every ship. Now, some people might be a creature of habit and will go ahead and just choose the exact same ship over and over and over again, and so be it. That's up to them. But I'm just saying, you have a variety. So replay of 4.5. The rules. So the rules in this game, they are actually really simple to follow, and it's not a big rule book. I mean, you seriously, it's basically a three panel pamphlet, double-sided. That's it, and it has pictures and stuff in there. Tells you everything from how to put the stickers on to how to play the game, and explaining every part of the card that you look at as well too. So on the rules on here, I think they are really easy to follow. They're really easy to do, or easy to read and stuff. And you know, I mean, it's coming from Milton Bradley. They have a lot of experience when it comes to these type of games and stuff. So the rules are typically pretty much on point. So I'm going to give it a 5 on the rules because it is very simple to understand. You can go through the rules one time and get the game immediately. Hell, you could probably play the game and play with somebody who already knows how to play it and never even look at the rules and understand how to play the game. It's that simple. So, Battleship Command, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest from Disney, Milton Bradley, Hasbro. It's a great game. Just try it out. It's definitely one of those cool games. I know it's not a party game because it's only a 2-player game, but you can still have some fun with it. You and another person, a rainy day, you want to break out an old school game to play, boom, bring this out and play it. It's just like playing Monopoly Gamer and stuff like that. You know, where you have a little slight variation of the old school game. So, it was Battleship. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will go and put the link in for the game and everything here. I am going to do another game that's coming up, or that I'm going to do next, called Joust. I got a chance to play it out a little bit. I actually might play a little bit more first before I go and put another review, just to make sure I have some questions I had answered and stuff. So I'm going to do that. That'll be the next game I'm going to do. Other than that, a friend of mine actually got a new game off of one of his Kickstarters. I believe it's called Nemesis. So he's going to be showing me how to play that game. We're going to play through it a few times, and he's going to let me go ahead and do a review on that game as well too, and we'll post it up as well too. So till next time, my friends, as always, play with honor, be courteous to each other, and be humble. And you know what, most importantly, have some fun. Oh, and by the way, so the convention season is pretty much over. I think the LA Comic Con is coming up next, but I'm not going to be there. The next convention that we're going to be at, will be at the Strategic Convention, OrcCon 2020, which will be President's Day weekend, which I believe is like the end of January, beginning of February, around that area right there. So I will be at that convention. If you are in the LA area around the President's Day weekend, go to that convention and look for me. It'll be under No Limit Games because I will be there showing our other game with some updates, plus a new prototype for a brand new game that I just finished working on, and a miniature version of my other game too. So I will show those on Bushido Gamer later on to let everybody see about it once I get the prototypes in. So if you are in the area, Strategic Con is like really cheap. I think it's like $75 for the whole entire weekend, and it's a pretty nice tabletop convention. It's been around for years. I think it's been around for probably like 10-15 years or something like that. So it's been around for a while. So check it out. I'll put the link on the bottom of the video as well too. Until then, you guys, take care and play with honor. Be humble to each other. Have some fun. And enjoy the games. Take care, you guys.